Hey guys, Zach the Lego here, and welcome back to a brand new video on Danganronpa. Today we are here. It is time to do our very first class trial. A bit of a summary, if you guys have missed a little bit, because I'm going to try and summarize before this trial starts up. Basically, we woke up one day, or we were about to go to bed, and Sayaka walked in, and I was like, somebody tried to break into our room, let's switch rooms. Mako was like, sure, we switch rooms. Wake up the next day, Sayaka isn't at the meeting. We go to my room, find Sayaka dead in the bathroom. Then everybody is blaming me because she died in her room. So then we were like, okay, I'm gonna go investigate now. And then we find some interesting stuff about the case, and basically I'm pretty certain Leon's the killer because his name was written on the wall. Anyways, are my skills still set? No. These are what the skills are for. The skills are for the trial. So, I got two. I'm about to activate both of y'all. Escape. I'll quickly review the truth bullets. What we got here? We got Monocle File, Evidence of a Struggle, get the replica sword sheath with the scratch marks on it, switching room keys, we got a toolkit unopened, we got the cleanness of my room, Sayaka's wrist with the little gold smear on it from the sword, the dying message, which if you look upside down, it has Leon's name, so that's it, used to kill her, the door frame, because the door frame's all fricked up, the door knob, because somebody, I'm assuming, unscrewed the doorknob to get into place, nameplate switching, to make it seem different, kitchen knife set to show that the weapon was a kitchen knife. Always a counter to show that we never actually went to the kitchen to get the knife. Trash duty to show that only the person on trash duty can open that gate. The incinerators when it was actually on while we were there and it wasn't on before. Burnt shirt piece that sort of evidence was burnt off. And she got a crystal ball. Something about this shows that the killer is somebody with a white button-up shirt. That doesn't really like locate it on one specific person. But not that many people have white
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Are these all voice? If this is all voice acted, that would be amazing because then I really have to like do brilliant.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then, everyone close your eyes, and whoever did it, raise your hand!
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
Or is there actually secretly a 16th person here that we just don't frickin' know of? Could be. Who frickin' knows?
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Okay, about to frickin' yell at all y'all to tell you it ain't frickin'
First
me.
up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
So as we begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything, because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Now the debate is about to begin, would you like to hear more? Yes, because I don't know what's going on. Things progress during each class trial, you'll engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during the investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statement, and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so please be careful. Press the escape key during the argument so you can review the controls. Well then, good luck at it. Okay, make your argument, evidence of the struggle. Okay, I'm about to frickin' I got the aiming on the lock right now. I'm right.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
Yes, perfect.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to receive.
Get out of here. No, it's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong about that. You were very incorrect. Not correct at all.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Did you seriously just freaking say that? I don't know. Is the murder weapon, I don't know, maybe the knife that is really in her chest?
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Yeah, the term always used it. Are y'all actually that stupid? What is the murder weapon? I don't know. Is it the knife that is really sticking out of her stomach right now? I don't know. What could the murder weapon be? I wonder what the weapon could be. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be any kind of knife. It could be the knife that is in her stomach.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong.
No,
First you heard of
I
kitchen
do think
gun,
it was a
then
knife,
kitchen knife.
but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime.
Mr. Leon, the Mr. really killed Sayaka.
Hold on a second.
I see your
Let's draw our conclusions
I see your
after we
strategy.
presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
He's right, there's gotta be a break or somewhere that's waiting for the find. I know damn well I'm not the killer. I'm gonna run on that to your yeah, sure. Check by holding down the space key. Or concentrate time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge. If this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. The focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Holding good luck. Okay. Now I can slow down time so I can use my brain. I don't need to freaking think about the time that's going on. How does it sound? I bet you already know what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna say, Makoto took the knife! And I'm gonna be like, oh no, it's not.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, Brett. He did it in secret.
Excuse me, I'm pretty certain there's somebody. I'm pretty certain there's somebody.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer,
Move
right?
on.
Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Yeah, let's have a flashback of something that happened 5 minutes ago. I love that part of the game. Taking
Just to be
flashbacks of
perfectly
things that
clear,
really just happened.
the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay,
Then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
You're just making this worse.
Swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So why the hell would you help someone? It's like, hey, good job, I helped you escape, and then I just basically killed myself.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rules?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Actually, that's a fair point.
Seems
He
the
never
obvious
said.
candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because...
Who did grab the knife?
Well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis.
Well, who took the knife?
Stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school's regulations?
That's what I was saying before, like, why didn't he just have Sayaka stay in a room? Because that
We're
really
not
doesn't
allowed to
violate
sleep
any rules.
anywhere but the dorm. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Yes, exactly.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Taka, you're about to get your head, like, punched in about, like, T-minus 3 seconds.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is
Took
there?
the knife then.
Actually, there is one other possibility.
Ooh.
Right, Hina?
Stop just freaking saying, yeah, you know who took the knife. Yes, I do. Okay, who took it? I will tell you. Okay, tell me. I will eventually tell you.
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Ooh.
Why
Tell
didn't
me,
you
please.
say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Hold on. Did I just big brain this? Did I literally just said before where I was like, why? What was it again? I said before when Makoto was like, why would she open the door for somebody else? And that's when I said, kind of like jokingly saying like, what if she tried to kill somebody and just lure them in? Are you trying to tell me I was 100% correct and Sayaka actually got the knife? Who's not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
I am too smart for this game. Oh my god, I'm too freaking smart. I am the smartest person alive. I already called that, like, last episode. I called Sayaka trying to kill somebody last episode. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... it was Monokuma. Okay, Sayaka.
I got it!
That was so...
Then
I'm so smart.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
Which is also why Sayaka wanted to switch rooms. Because if we stayed in the same room, she wouldn't have been able to complete her murder plan. She wanted to switch rooms so she would be by herself. She was originally going to lure somebody to my room, kill them, and then blame me for the murder, saying that the murder was my room, and she was just going to try and deny that we switched rooms. Understandable.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
She also took it to maybe try and kill
So
somebody.
you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Fair point, but are you really trying to put the...
He did do it after all!
No, You're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. You understand? You can convict me or everyone's gonna
Hold
die.
on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer,
Thank you,
wouldn't
Kyoko.
you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about.
And him and Garrett's about to begin. We'd like to hear about yes. As things advance further in the cloud trial, Heyman's Gabba will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to detect the phrase when the layer is flying around, the layer is already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying layers in the right order. Use the mouse to aim and then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. Shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage from an influence gouge. This gouge reaches 0. If you run out of time, you fail. Oh, good luck. Okay. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't, that must be the crucial point. We can figure out what that something is. Hair, right? Yep. Where's the A? Where'd the A at?
Now I understand!
Now I understand. According to my calculations, I think I understand.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true!
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom.
Yeah,
Yep.
Then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
First of all, getting to the bathroom, the evidence that proves this is object the killer broke. That is the doorknob. That is the doorknob.
I got it!
It is the doorknob, yep.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Makoto talks like he's always thinking, like he's always confused. The evidence that the killer had trouble getting to the bathroom, it was the doorknob. It's like, the murder weapon was the knife that was stabbed into her. She took the knife. Like, he always talks about confused.
The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
I can imagine Makoto's like, see, look, I'll show you. He pulls out his freaking iPhone, just puts up the picture. Yeah, look, right here. Right here, here's the picture.
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? I want to learn about it. Jesus Christ, how much is there to learn about this? on out, the number of weak spots start growing up, and no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. If you're truthful and the wrong one, not only will you fail to his head, but also lower your trust with everyone, and your food will take damage. Now, this is important because if you're trying to zero your failure, you have to rely on your own logic, and then if you lie, then you more than so just adding more of like the weak spots. Maybe I actually put weaknesses. Bathroom floor.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes, that is true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
He did try to bust down the door.
Because Sayaka had locked the door. No, it's wrong!
Couldn't freaking lock the door because it's a boys' room. The boys' room from that one big goddamn bathroom.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck. Huh? What are you talking about? My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. They didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, an important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
I got it!
They didn't know that because
the killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you since I got into
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you
don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Says the person who writes frickin' fanfics for a living. You can't frickin' say anything.
Oh, why exactly can't that be it?
Because Sayaka told them to go to the room. She asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka will let someone in because... I don't know in particular, I think I just have to do that.
I got it!
Yes.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Flashback, something happened 20 minutes ago.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Did I call that too? Or did I also call that she was lying about being scared?
Huh?
I think I did.
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it,
I like when the
but
characters
look
get
at
really
this
mad
and tell
for
me.
like picture on the left side.
Can you still deny the possibility?
I want to talk to you about. Oh, this is something new. Something I want to talk to you about. Just us 5 minutes. Keep me in my room. Make sure you don't get it wrong.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I'd better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't.
But of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
And no, Sayaka wrote it.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Okay, now I'm kind of getting a little confused about how this... Okay, so then... Let me pause real quick. I have to get a chance here. So... Right after we switched rooms, Sayaka ran out, switched the nameplate, ran back in, then wrote that note, slid it under the thing for... Actually, wait, that would actually make sense for it to be Leon, because remember... Back at the beginning, if you remember at the very, very beginning when we first met him, he said that he never wanted to be a baseball star and he actually wanted to be an artist, like a singer. That would make sense for her to talk to Leon, because that could be her excuse. It's like, hey, you want to talk about you want to be a singer and all that? Come to my room at this time. And he lets him in, and then Sayaka tries to kill him. But then what happened in between Sayaka trying to kill him and Leon killing Sayaka? What freaking happened in between that?
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto went.
No.
No, it's wrong.
No. Why would that work? Why would that ever work?
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
No one person who could switch the nameplates, and the person who knew we had switched rooms. Bing, 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 bong.
I got
There we go.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Yep, how it says, come see me in my room, and then it says check the nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong
She
room.
specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Well, no frickin' crap.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
I need to start frickin' thinking about this.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yes,
Oh
it
yeah.
was.
What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Unless I can remember it was broken with the fake swords, because her wrist was no doubt. By the way. Okay, as you can see the little like gold thing on her wrist.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I was literally in the middle of saying that, Taka. You didn't have to know.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
It happened in my room. But the Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. Oh my, there's more to learn! Again, use these times to start the next debate. I'll start holding multiple truth polls into your truth cylinder. With the weak spots, only one of those polls can actually fit the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you have to combine the right truth polls with the right weak spots. If you come to the wrong combination, you'll take damage. You can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet. Or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic is set the kind, turbo speed, I ain't freaking doing it. I can't say that kind. For further this time, the logic control to be set to... Good. Oh no, so it would have been difficult with me. Hold on, can I change the difficulty? Can I change the difficulty? I kind of want to try mean. I feel like trying to be too easy. I'm on like gentle timing. I want to be mean now. I want to set the mean. Okay, replica sword, please. Kitchen knife set, replica sword. I don't think it'll be the kitchen knife, so either replica sword or replica sword, please.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
I think that's what I need
That's
to hear.
what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly
Okay,
what
I
happened.
got it. Sayaka was the first one to attack. She used the knife. But what happened was, the person was like, oh no, she didn't attack me. And then saw the sword, so they took the sword and put the sheath in front to block him. That makes sense. Yes, it is. Yeah,
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
I think it's this.
A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
the Sayaka was the person who attacked. And then the killer blocked her
Actually,
with the sheet,
no.
which is why there's marks on the sheet.
I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
Which was Sayaka. Which means her whole plan in the first place was to get him
I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere.
You're already freaking wrong. It's just freaking you. First sentence and you're wrong, Taka.
Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too.
No.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I'm remembering now. She didn't use the sword because both of her palms were completely clean. You couldn't have washed her palms off because the water turned off at night. So her palms were completely clean to show that she didn't actually touch the sword. My brain is freaking exploding right now.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
You're just like, sorry, you're
Why
wrong.
do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all.
And I thought I could wash the gold coin off her hand because it's under regulation and I could have happened in the bathroom at that time. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
A second. We're going to run the one without the sword, which is Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
Yeah, let's rewind another like 5 minutes where Hina literally said Sayaka took the kitchen knife from the kitchen. And now you're like, she had the knife? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
I said that as well
Sayaka
earlier.
wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Actually, yeah, technically, if she did commit the murder, she's like, where's Makoto? Makoto killed him. I could have then also, Makoto then could have said, no, we switched rooms. And Sai could be like, no, we didn't. We never switched rooms. And I just pull out Sayaka's keys. My pocket is like, how the frick did you? I literally have your keys. You have mine. You're freaking idiot. So she really would have failed anyways. Your plan sucked.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
It is true.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
It's really all over. Obviously, I'm committed to find out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. The numbers? Well, if you look at the numbers upside down, it's Leon. Dying, that's egg. Exactly. That's really what I just said.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Do I just do that?
Very well. And let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Don't do something!
Okay, that was right. I just wanted to wait
die!
to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So it really is what
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, it's wrong!
yeah, I got that. What do you want?
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her. 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yes, because you literally have blood on her index finger that shows that she wrote it. There's no question that Sayaka wrote the message, and I can prove it. Her left index
I
finger.
got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure, I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right?
The numbers.
You should know all about numbers and
Flip
shit.
it upside down, and it frickin' spells Leon. Why are y'all taking this long to figure
No,
this out?
that's not...
Yes, I'm
figured
a
it out
programmer,
like a
but I
little
don't see
bit
any kind of
I figured
meaning
it
in
out
these
like 10
numbers.
seconds after I first saw it. It took like 10 seconds after I first saw all 5 letters.
Of course.
Numbers.
It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like 2 numbers and more like 1 letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an
See, when there was
N.
something, they say something intense, their freaking character just passes out.
Whoa! You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense
Look
than
at it upside down. Look at it upside down. Look at it. Damn, it's no use. I just don't know. Kyoko, please. Kyoko, can you just please tell them to look upside down? Please.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody is so stupid. Now all you have to do is look at it upside down, like the entire case is solved. Thank you, Kyoko. Thank you. Huh? Rotate it. Think maybe I see
Oh
something.
my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
After that message reveals the real killer's name. Turn the message 180 degrees. It's crystal clear. Select someone. I wonder who it is. It's just such a difficult choice that we got.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
I like how I solved this during the frickin' investigation. It took them like 30 minutes into the trial to figure it out.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
That's what I'm trying to get rid of. The case on the ground from the third. Is it the bloody burnt shirt?
I got
It's
it!
a bloody burnt shirt.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
Technically, there's only like 4 people who even wear one. It's Leon, Byakuya, I think Taka has it, and I think Hiro has one. I don't know if that's a button-up. That's only 4 people. You can really lower it down to 4 people.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine.
3 of them. All 3 of them.
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
I'm assuming he also has one of
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
Not named in the button-up shirt, which is so heavy to get rid of. Only about to pay attention to how to figure out what's wrong with it. How it was disposed.
I got it!
Hey.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either.
Okay, well, pause it, 'cause I'm gonna try and do some thinking real quick. So, if it is, since I'm pretty certain it is Leon, when he got to there, the gate was closed. So he couldn't actually get to the incinerator. So, he took the glass ball that from Hero, he threw it through the gate, hit the on switch, and turned on the incinerator. Then he took his bloody shirt, balled it up, and threw it into the incinerator. Obviously, the little piece was left behind because he wasn't able to go and fix that because he wasn't able to open the gate. If he was able to open the gate, there wouldn't be any shirt there. The shards of glass would not be there. He probably would have turned off the incinerator too. And yeah, like throwing the crystal ball, that's freaking difficult, but he's the ultimate baseball star. It should be freaking easy for him. I think I really solved this entire
You
part
need
of
the key to
case
get
like
in,
2 seconds.
and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
No, wrong.
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one who did it. That's exactly what proves that Leon's the real killer. There, yes, Trevor, took the ball. Let's see if I was correct about what I just said.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Exactly.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Exactly.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. No,
Since you're the
wrong.
ultimate baseball star, you can throw the glass ball right onto the on.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
You had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which it was to define it. To throw it.
I got it!
Take
The
it.
killer
chuck
simply
it, hit
took aim
switch.
at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Once again, the freaking character picture's passing out.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate? Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
It was like, the incinerator's on. It wasn't on before. I'll give it to her.
Hifumi had the key. So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Exactly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
The ultimate baseball star could.
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
I don't think there's much of a challenge at all, because the killer is the ultimate.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then, Makoto. Go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
There's an argument. Let's do it again. Would you like to hear more? Yes. The case has one element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, they'll give a complete summary of the case, after reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are some number of pieces missing. Help you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the left mouse button, well, I get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Whoa, this actually looks really cool. This looks really freaking cool. Wow. Okay, starting off, the killer will go to her room. Exactly. She's like, whoa, this is Sayaka's room. Let me walk in. And Sayaka's like, oh, he's here. I'm gonna go stab him. I'm gonna stab him. And then he was like, oh no. He nearly dodged it. And as he was going, he was like, wait a second, this is sword here. That's the thing. Right, Sayaka, but he took his knife and tried to hit him. He was like, fuck, this sword ain't gonna work on me. And then he got the chance to, and bring up, smacked her with it. When he broke the wrist, and I think breaking the wrist. I don't think it's, like, I think it's Fritz. Yeah, because he's already with the broken wrist. Now here, that's when Sayaka ran in, and he was like, oh no, it's locked. So good thing I get my screwdriver. Screw her on here. And open the door. And he's like, oh, cool, I'm gonna shank you. And then he looks inside and thanks her. Like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. Let me write my dying message. And then he's like, oh. And then she dies. And then next up, the killer takes the left and pulls all of the gear in the room. He was never there. And then next up, he's like, oh no, I'll get to the incinerator. And he's like, oh, don't worry. I have this glass ball here that can throw and hit the on switch of the incinerator. He's like, okay, one last thing, I gotta ball up my shirt and toss it in, and you see right there. And then he's like, yes, I did it. Walking away like, oh, I did such a good job. But little does he know, he's gonna come off, and he is screwed.
The killer is you!
I think I summarized that pretty well.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Once again, I'm just gonna say, this like main song for the game is an absolute freaking bop. I don't care what you say, this is an absolute bop. Correct.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
So far, I'm perfect. Yeah, so far, didn't make mistakes.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right rib. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom.
I know we're in the middle of this. I just realized something. He hit Sayaka with the wrist, with the sword, broke her wrist, but then she dropped the knife, and then she ran away. Why did Leon kill Sayaka? Because what he could have done is hit her with the wrist, her wrist gets broken, she drops the sword, she runs away. He could have then just dipped. He could have then just gone back to his room, fell asleep, and had a good night's sleep, woke up tomorrow, gone right to the meeting. Why the hell did he then decide to kill her? He could have really just left her alive.
The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her.
So why are they drawing the killer as this freaking grayed out person?
And with that, all her strength was gone.
It's a little cool effect, but I don't know why.
With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hero's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot, and that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star.
I'm just gonna say like that. Here's the
crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator.
I got all of them correct. I'm just saying I got 100% in this class trap. 100%.
The killer didn't notice
everything
this,
correct so far, by the way.
and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
I so far have not gotten a
It
single
would
thing
appear
wrong.
that
I've gotten
Hero
everything
simply
right so far.
forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
Everything that we just said.
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you didn't.
Yeah, check his toolkit. If we check his toolkit, we can see his screwdriver is used.
Makoto,
Yeah.
I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence. The full-time battle was the game. How many different things are there here? Jesus. What's this? Not during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. I like to refer to this as a bull-time battle. During the bull-time battle, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in the time of the rhythm. You turning into a freaking rhythm game? Match your button press with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Right-click the lock on. Okay, so I right-click when it goes over it. Yes. Destroy the statement to be locked down with the left button. Okay, so I right-click over the white circle to break the statements, and I left-click over the right circle to I right-click over the right circle to lock onto the statements. Left-click to break them. Understand? And I deal damage to your opponent and walking. This consistently, you'll start a combo. Keep this going, you'll initiate a tempo up. Let's play if you keep missing into a tempo down situation. Tempo changes, so does the timing from hitting each button. Watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent, their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the left mouse button, left click, and shoot it down with a truth bolt, like another statement. Do the statement fast enough, and you'll come out victorious. Just like before, if your game reaches 0, you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck. Here we go.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it.
Yep.
Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
Yep, their screwdriver. They use something of their own to remove the screws.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
No matter how many times you say it, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is a killer. I need to figure it out. Okay, how difficult is this about to be? This game is turning into a freaking rhythm game.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance!
I get this.
It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance!
Final strike.
Where's your proof?
Your toolkit.
I should prove it.
Oh yeah, tricky you.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed.
Oh yes.
I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove
I like how
them.
Makoto was like, the screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool they used to remove it. I don't know. Could it have been a screwdriver?
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Exactly.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Even he freaking knows.
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid! Stupid!
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Did I just 100% this entire class trial? Yes, I did. A. I just 100% this class trial. I didn't get anything wrong. 100% great. I got that A+. 80 freaking medals? Okay. Oh, I think I used those for prizes. Okay, I got 2 achievements. I think the medals I used to get presents, so I can then give people presents. Yay!
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
Yup.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor,
Imagine they still vote for
right?
Makoto. Imagine they still vote Makoto. And Makoto's like, what? Makoto's like, wait, what?
Okay, then let's get excited!
Yay.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Better be the right one.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
What's gonna happen now? I can vote. That's a little cool screen. Better be Leon. Better be Leon. What is Leon? Yay! Leon is going to die. Yay! Oh, I have to go back to reading it. I was having fun not having to read. Okay, fine. Looks like you got it right on the money. The black in this case, the one that killed Sayaka. There's none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on!
Hold on a second. Leon. Man, is he really killed Sayaka? I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
What the heck is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
Yes, you did. Let's kill or be
So,
killed.
that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing there. What chance they wanted to play.
I was just...
unlucky, that's all.
Hey! Come on!
You trying to just accept my death? Everything's becoming clear. Decision we made was right after all. When I think about that, I'll take we better off if we get it wrong. If what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. So if I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. One thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka? That's why Sayaka, if her friends hadn't meant too much to her, that's why she betrayed me. That's when she said...
No matter what...
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. That's why she talked to me in the first place? Guess I'll never know. There's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships? Seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended to pure madness. Did you say? I understand, really, I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Passion, intimacy, love, the stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing like that. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that, all of it, everything. It's all your fault. I mean, a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko catched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it. That was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give up and shoot me. You barely avoid punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed!
Since you were so magnificently revealed that the enemy killed in the class hell, the Black and White Kiwara will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Punishment?
You mean execution? Wait a second!
I have a choice, I have to kill her.
Yeah, that's it?
I was protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
No, exactly, it was just self-defense. And he forced her into the bathroom. Did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an uncommon intent to commit murder?
So...
No, that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh!
Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone. You're not. Look, your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because... the one to blame is him. So what? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened. Sayaka or Leon. We'd be fighting each other. We'd be fighting against the one who put us into this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Awaken to your sense of justice.
Hey,
It just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetrate war all over the world. The kind of justice that's awakened within you. Just shut up. Well, anyway, more importantly...
Chills!
Everyone's been waiting for the punishment.
I'm begging you! Please! Don't do this!
Hey,
No more begging.
come on
No more
now.
excuses. Let's pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Before we like, why did they like say the half sentence and maybe read the other half? Before we uncollided the ultimate space.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
No!
About to watch me get punished real quick? Yeah, a little cutscene. We're gonna have been found guilty. Time for the punishment. What's about to happen here? What's about to happen here? Oh, frick. Oh, he's about to get dragged. Okay, yeah, he's freaking dragged by the neck. That does not look kind. Oh, yeah, that does not look kind at all. That looks very mean. Yeah, that does not look kind. That looks very mean. Oh, is that like a scoreboard? And what is that? Are they about to pelt him with baseballs? He's about to get hit to death by baseballs? 1012, let me see. Is he about to get pelted? Yes he is. Ooh, that must frickin' hurt. Oh, I know the pain of getting hit by a baseball. Getting hit by a baseball moving like a couple 100 miles an hour, and getting hit by like 1,000 of them. My god, that must hurt. I can tell because there's freaking blood everywhere. That must freaking hurt like a piece of crap. You'd be lucky as hell if he actually survived that. The things about that was really way overkill. That was a huge overkill. Oh, so now okay, so Leon bleeds red blood. So Sayaka bleeds Pepto-Bismol, Junko bleeds Pepto-Bismol, but Leon bleeds blood. Why do, like, some of y'all bleed Pepto-Bismol? I don't understand that. What we saw, the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Ooh, extreme! Hey, my Johnny, moving right out of control. What's going on? Take this anymore. We don't have to keep doing this. I just can't take it.
Well?
Hey, if you don't like it. All I gotta do is swear to cut ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. That's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Frick you. Why the frick are you doing this evil crap to us?
What the heck?
You boy, make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
In this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting us an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
I think you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. You're trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Yeah, I don't think that what you're saying is what I'm saying. Quite fit together. Piece of crap, I don't know what you are, but I'm gonna pound your foot into the ground. You must really hate me to get that angry, huh? If you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. It happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how many times passes, no matter how much time passes, you can't cut free from your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Especially can't cut free from the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place, you're trapped, are you? I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the story, you're thinking all things for sure. You think, boy, isn't this so wonderful how we all get to live together?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
Like there's some deeper meaning going on here. Click before.
Chills!
Hey,
When you said everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned to reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered in my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? Surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
Shortly before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me, but by myself, didn't you? I thought it never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool being such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. Even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. And Sayaka would know for sure. You can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? A final thought. It's how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's also ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me about all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths, I can never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. Carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. She said that she revealed a small smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit I'm curious. How do you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding, I just have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1. That's the end of Chapter 1! Hey! Oh, does the top have to go down? Yep. I think that's freaking creepy as hell. that they actually like keep track of the how many students there are left. Like each time somebody dies, it's like, oh, drop the counter by one. You know what I mean? Receive the spare bat. Yay! I got a bat. I got a baseball bat. Yeah, I got another freaking achievement. Let's go. Why isn't that saying anything? Oh. It's gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence had disappeared without a trace. Just like he said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back, Makima told us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, no need to thank me. Seeing your delighted smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health.
Yeah.
He didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's death. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it all. I head back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
Sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you and drag you back here. I'm sorry. What happened? Was your room fixed up like you said? Imagine it'd be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on!
You just fricked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like, the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? Well, staying there with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, besides, I can't just turn away from her own death. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? We'll work together. I'm sure we'll find a way out of
you
here.
got it!
So everyone just try to cheer up and get back on track. It's not honestly supposed to make us feel better. We're already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at any point. Not that this happened once, it's a question of when or if the next one takes place. Yeah, it's because Sayaka made the first move.
Well,
if we work together against the mastermind, then we'll have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy, like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
are you okay with
Mastermind seems
this?
to be much more powerful than we even suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended. They modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma that seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for every need. And the cherry on top is the execution of the witness.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. It's not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too grave a risk.
So then,
What are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. Which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No,
No.
What?
No what?
I can't take it.
Just killing somebody else to do it. Not to kill anyone else. Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's
He
because
died because we all voted him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
But
But
So,
if we hadn't voted him, then we all would have died instead, right? That's not what you wanted, is it?
So it would
She's
seem.
right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you turn into a full-fledged masochist. So here, listen. Not the blame. Not you, not Leon, not Sayaka. The mastermind's responsible for everything that happens. He had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened if the rest of the We ended with Monokuma, who ultimately killed Leon. So don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind. Bing dong, bing bong. The bing bong, bing bong.
As such, it was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear. So be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet.
What's that about just now? You saying it's our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel, man.
don't fuck with me.
Crap, who does he think he is? And so the day drew to a close, a tense mating day, and I saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. This is just the beginning. Her despair had only just begun. Chapter 2, Boys, Life of Despair, Daily Life. Woke up the next day, Monokuma called us all to the gym. What is he going to do this time? We were practically frozen in fear, and Monokuma was determined to get us involved in this little game. With that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up
I don't know what's
and
going on here,
down.
but I need to. I clicked the wrong one. Let me go and save my game. Let me save my game again one more time. And I'm gonna leave this episode of Danganronpa there. We completed the first chapter of the game. We went through the class trial, found out that, figured out and told everybody else that Leon was in fact the killer. He got executed, and everybody cleaned up, and we're moving on. So in the next episode, we'll start getting into the second chapter of Danganronpa. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this episode of Danganronpa here. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me just do this real quick. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Keep in mind it is totally free and you can unsubscribe at any time, and it'll help me get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. And as always, I will see you guys in the next episode.